Hi, welcome to Oma's Kitchen.
Oregano.
Let's make Flammkuchen, also known as German pizza. In German, the word Flammkuchen literally translates to flame cake. I'll put the recipe for the toppings up here. I used to make the cream sauce with quark, which is a soft German cheese similar to ricotta. I haven't been able to find it since 2020, but creme fraiche works well. That's just some deli sour cream to mix with the creme fraiche. I use pre-cooked bacon for this recipe. It's very easy to chop up and sprinkle on top. In Germany, bacon is called Speck. I'm making 2 Flammkuchen here, one with raw onions in the traditional way, and one with cooked onions for Opa, who doesn't like raw onions. In German, onions are called Zwiebeln. I'm using my stand mixer for the crust dough, but you can use a food processor to make it, or even mix it and knead it by hand. I've put together a salad to go with our Flammkuchen today. I like to add a little salt, dill, and tarragon to the salad. Salt and pepper on top. Okay. You won't need yeast for the Flammkuchen crust. It's a simple, thin, crispy crust. It only has 4 ingredients: flour, salt, olive oil, and water. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees. One, two, I will put up the recipe for each Flammkuchen crust. If you are making 2, like me, just make 2 crusts. Start with a half a cup of very warm water for each crust, but you may have to add a little bit more to get the dough to come together. It should be a soft, just slightly sticky dough, but not enough to stick to your hands. Put each crust dough in a baggie and let it rest for a good 10 to 20 minutes on the counter while you prepare the toppings. Slice the onion thin. I use about 1 medium onion for each. Since I had a large one and a small one, I just split them between the two Flammkuchens. For the cooked onion Flammkuchen, I simmer the slices in a little olive oil until they are partially cooked before adding them to the top. Chop the pre-cooked bacon into bits. I use half of the package for each. You could add a whole package if you really want extra bacon on there. Half a cup of creme fraiche for each Flammkuchen. Mixed with 1 to 2 tablespoons of sour cream. To kind of brighten up the creme fraiche a little. So, a couple of those. I add salt, onion powder, and dried parsley. I would suggest starting with a half a teaspoon of each, tasting it, and seeing if you'd like to add a little more. Now it's time to assemble. Roll out each dough to an oval about a 1/4 inch thick. I use a pizza stone in my oven. You'll see it. It's stained but clean. You don't scrub a pizza stone, you just wash them off. You'll see. It's okay if you don't have a pizza stone, just roll out your dough and place it on a cookie sheet with parchment paper under it. After about 5 minutes in the oven, you're going to pull out that parchment paper and then let the Flammkuchen finish without it. That's what gives it the thin, crispy crust. The reason this dough sticks together is that flour has some natural yeast in it already. Letting it rest in the baggies before you roll it out gives glutens and natural yeast time to develop. Spread the cream around the top, including a little bit at the edges. I'm using about half of what I made. I made enough for both crusts. Sprinkle the onions on top. And then the bacon. I also add a little parsley. I use a large spatula to slide the parchment with the crust onto my pizza stone. If you don't have one, just place your Flammkuchen on parchment on a cookie sheet in the oven. Either way, after about 5 minutes at 450 degrees, carefully use a spatula to lift the crust and pull out the parchment paper. Then continue at 450 degrees for 10 more minutes. While the first one was cooking, I assembled the second one. After about 15 to 16 minutes of total time, remove your Flammkuchen and slice it across several times and then down the middle. Can you get that?
Yeah.
Nice. Can you get up underneath there? Crispy crust. We're gonna have this with a side salad. The cooked onion one looks almost the same. How's that? Thank you for joining me in Oma's Kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll upload more tasty videos soon, and a special shout out to Moon Pie and Lil Bit. Till next time.